Okay, hello everybody. Welcome to this video. In this video I'm going to try to make this Swedish Army flashlight into a self-loading, rechargeable, phone charging flashlight. I already did another video on this flashlight where I did a quick fix, just making it work again with a battery pack. In this case I'm going to do a little bit more complex modification. So let's start with the circuit board. Yeah. Okay, so let's look at the circuit. So I have the Swedish Army flashlight, which is, I think, familiar. I already did a video on a quick fix, so look at that video if you like. This is going to be a more complicated fix. So I did a few adjustments to it. On the back, well, let's start inside. I drilled a lot of holes in the bottom, and on the side I also drilled a few holes for the plugs and some extra holes. And at the bottom I removed the leather in between the things here. Just cut it out. It's loose, so you can just remove it, cut it off on both sides, and then cut it into pieces to create some elevation. So I can take my solar panel, which has soldering on both tips. So if you put it on there, it wobbles. But now, because I created some space also for the wiring and some airflow, so it cools the solar panel as well, and it elevates it so I can run my wires on the inside. Why do I need cooling? Well, I'm gonna do the heat sinks. I'm gonna glue those to the inside, and those circuit boards can get quite hot. And I think that the metal will get hot as well, and I don't want to heat up my solar panel too much, so I created a little bit of space there. Anyway, that's the box. That's the familiar Swedish flashlight, and here's the circuit board that we're going to use. We're going to use the 18650 battery, 3.7 volts. We're going to connect that, I already did that, to the circuit board, which is the TP 4056. It's a very familiar one. If you Google that, you'll find it. So this battery puts power on this thing and just loops it through. It does nothing with the circuit board unless you put something on the other side, like a charger or your solar panel. If you do that, then it will charge the battery. Yeah, so it's basically the battery charger. If you stop here and you connect these two to the flashlight, you have basically a battery that you can charge with either the solar panels or your phone charger, and you can use that to light your flashlight. You can also add an extra loop, as I did here, and then you add a booster. And that booster puts everything you put in there, so the battery, and it changes it to 5 volt, 1 amp, instead of the solar panel, which is of course 6 volt, 200 milliamps, or the battery, which is 3.7 volts and I don't know how many amps. But so it changes it. It's called a booster converter. It could also be 2 amps, by the way. Well, check it out if you buy it, but they're easy to find. And this has a USB port, so I can charge my phone with that. And this is a USB-C because my phone has a USB-C port. But you can also get it, well, I had it around here somewhere. This is another USB thingy. You can also buy it with micro USB. Anyway, so I put a switch in between, and if you can see, I hope the light will go on and off. I hope it's visible on the video, but you can just turn that on and off, meaning that if I don't want any power on this booster, then I can turn it off. So it won't lose any power over, heating up the booster. And then of course I removed the solar panel here, my flashlight. So at this point the power is on because I have my battery here. It runs past this circuit board because I'm not using it at this point as an input, and it runs here. It skips this part because the switch is off, and it just means that there is a voltage now on these two wires. And if I'm not mistaken, the flashlight will just burn. And of course the flashlight already has an on and off switch, so I don't have to add one. Yeah, so this is basically my LED light. Yeah, so this is the load bearing part at this point. Of course I can turn my flashlight off and I can turn this one on, and now I can charge my phone. Now this is the load bearing part, but I turn it off and there you have it. So I'm gonna try to fit all of that into that thingy. Again, I bought some heat sinks, aluminum, and I adjusted them so that these circuit boards were just aligned with the holes that I drilled. A tip is do it the other way around. Buy your heat sinks first, glue that to these boards and see at what height they end up, and then drill the holes accordingly. That works a lot better. I had to improvise my heat sinks to compensate for the holes that I already drilled. Anyway, so I'm gonna try to fit that all in and see how that works. Some of the wires I will shorten, and that's why I use these electricity thingies, because it's a lot easier to shorten the wires than to remove all the soldering and then try to resolder that. So just open the screws in these things, shorten the wires accordingly and put it back together. That, in my opinion, makes it a lot easier, and it's also insulated at the same time. You don't have open soldering parts in the metal box, which is not so handy. Yeah, so it's a win-win situation, and well, let's see if it fits. Okay, so I finished the other project with the Swiss Army light. So this was the easy fix, this was the not so easy fix, and you saw the diagram. So let's have a closer look and see what it looks like and what it can do. Alright, so here we have the quick fix, do it yourself, the previous video, and this is the little bit harder fix. You can see both the booster and the charger for the battery, and the flashlight, of course, that works. Yeah, you can just use it as a flashlight. I put a LED light in there, uses less power, burns brighter. And so what I can do now is I can either charge this battery with the solar panels on the back. That'll probably take a while, but it is doable, I think. And then this is just a power bank, and I can either use that to charge my phone or use it as my flashlight. If necessary, I can also charge it with my phone charger. So let's just try that out a little bit and see what that looks like. So this is USB-C, and I will put that in there, and hopefully you can see, but there's a light burning now. That means that it's now charging the battery. Yeah, so I can do that at home and bring a full charged battery when I go. I think there are several lights there. I think green, there's green when it's finished. I can't really tell, but this light burns, it's charging, and if I remove it, it's out. Okay, so that works. Now, if I were to want to charge my phone, wrong side, I just put my USB-C in my phone, and I put it in the booster, right way around. So now it's in the booster. I have to switch it on because I built a switch there. I hope you can see the light burning. Maybe if I switch it off and on, you'll see it better. All right, so it's on, and my phone is now charging. It's at 26%. Hopefully it'll get better. I don't expect it to charge 100%, but if it can still charge my phone at 26%, it means that it can get at least to that point, I think, in terms of power. So I have a backup charger, I have a flashlight, I can use it in any way I like, and if it needed, I have my solar panels as a backup. So I think this is a pretty nice, not so easy fix, but it's a nice little project. So if you got enthusiastic about it, I hope you'll give it a try, because it is really fun to do and it's not that difficult. Just connect the right places and you're done. Yeah, all right. So here at the side, all the ins and outs. Close it. You can't reach it with your thumb anymore. You have to use your nails. Otherwise, the solar panel is in the way, but okay. That is a small price to pay for this little project. All right, I hope you enjoyed it, and maybe see you next time. Bye bye.